Well, hey folks, this is Alton Jones, and I've got Karen Gaskill here from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and today we're going to interview each other about some of the things that we're doing and how we got started in the real estate business. And Karen and I have been friends for a while now, and we both do rehabbing together in business. And he's in the further east side of the country, and I'm on the further west side of the country in California. And he has a very unique opportunity to share with us how he got started in the business. So we have a few questions we want to ask each other. You want to say anything to the folks out there before we get started?
Well, I'm Cameron Gaskill. I'm known as the Real Deal Rehabber, and I am from Jacksonville, Florida. When Alton and I met several years ago, I think we kind of hit it off right away.
Yep.
You know, at the stage of our careers that we were at, and I thought it was very ironic that, you know, here we are doing the same thing, East Coast, West Coast. But yet, at the end of the day, you know, we're all trying to achieve the same thing. And I think Alton and I share a lot of the same desires and dreams of where we're trying to go in the business. And I think that kind of helped out with the friendship.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that we're doing this together, and this is going to be kind of exciting.
Yeah, it is. And you know, one thing I like about you know we hit it off is that we have two great spouses that really support us. My wife Lucille and your wife Christy,
Yeah.
and you have your daughter that supports you in the business. My daughter also supported it, even though we have a lot more kids. My daughter is really fired up. She's here with us at this event today,
Yeah.
helping us through our lead generating.
Oh, yeah.
And so we want to kind of give back and share with some folks out there what it takes to be a successful real estate investor in the rehab side of the business. But we also look at things from other standpoint other than just rehabbing,
Yeah.
but strictly geared towards real estate primarily. But we got some questions we want to kind of answer, that people have asked us in the past, and we want to kind of share that with you, our experience.
Absolutely. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Go ahead, you go first.
All right. Okay. So what's the biggest difference rehabbing houses in Southern California versus any other part of the country?
Well, in California, that's a great question. In California, you got a lot more money you can make, obviously, on deals because, California, when people say real estate, location, it's very true. You have a lot more values in California, but you also have a lot more risk, too, because you're buying properties and you're rehabbing properties and things cost more for material-wise and labor when it comes to rehabbing houses. So you really have to understand the numbers and the price points and still be able to buy these houses at the right price. We use a formula called the ARV minus repair costs, give you your MAO, which is the maximum allowable offer. And when we go out there and buy properties, doesn't matter if we're buying a $300,000 or $100,000 property or even $1 million property, we still have to follow the same rules. So rather in Jacksonville, Florida, which I've been to and I've seen a lot of properties out there, even for $20,000 and $30,000 and $15,000, you still have to follow that same rule thumb, because if you're trying to make a profit, because you can make the same percentage in profit on properties in Jacksonville as the same as in dollar.
Yeah.
The dollars are different. They're bigger
Yeah.
dollars, but also bigger risk and bigger expenses that go along with it as well.
Right.
So I think that's some of the big things. But all things being equal, I like California because there's no humidity here as much as they are out there in Jacksonville, Florida. But the opportunities are still the same.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So you have a lot of different rules out there too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We have to deal with a high regulated industry in California. You have the EPA, you have the local building safety. You have to conform with Title 24.
Yeah.
You in California, you have to make sure you account for the debris or that you put in the dumpster from a rehab that you're doing, and you have to properly dispose of it, and you have to produce receipts to the building and safety inspector once you close out your debris. And you have to make sure your contractors, when you hire them, that they're aware, because I could write a book about how maybe mistakes were made because information wasn't communicated to them the way how they should dispose of it, and then they get fined for not doing it, because at the end of the day, the city's coming at the person with the biggest pockets. That's the homeowner.
Yeah.
And we're held liable for what the contractor does or does not do. And so we try to rule the contractor with the iron fist to make sure they completely understand where and how to dispose of things, because we do not want to have an issue when we're trying to sell our house and we can't, because the city has put a lien on our house for a fine that they imposed on us because something wasn't done properly.
I agree 100%. Having a safe house and having something that it's a product you can be proud of is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think me and you both share that together. So,
Right.
Yeah. What kind of questions you got for me?
Well, I do have a question or two here. I have a question that's I've written down, and I thought about this, and I says, well, how long? I should say, how did you get started in the real estate business? Do you have a background in
in
Other
construction.
in construction.
Yeah. So I've been in construction since I was a child. My father was a contractor. So when I was into construction, I was actually into new construction, framing houses, and I had my own business as a 20-year-old, and which don't do, because I didn't know what I was doing. But I tried that, and I had that background, and I thought maybe I could do real estate because I knew construction, not knowing that there's a lot more to it. But to be honest with you, I was really just a broke kid that was running near 30 years old, and I just wanted to change in my life, and I got into real estate, after some training and some reading some books and stuff like that.
Right.
And I realized that real estate was going to change my life. And so once I did a deal and I did another deal and I kind of figured it out, and I built a pretty good system. To date, we've done over 800 houses now,
Wow.
all the way from Jacksonville down to Orlando. Probably a couple years after I got into the real estate business, I decided to get my contractor's license, so I became a state licensed contractor as well. And then the construction company sort of started from that,
Wow.
and it really just evolved. And it's just going after it, really just going after it.
Well, that's pretty unique. 800 houses is a
Yeah.
lot of houses for that short period of time, because running that in one business is just phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. So that's great. And but how do you manage? I know your wife's in the real estate business too. She's a licensed agent, and really,
Yeah.
she's a top producer as well in
Yeah.
her office, and she's doing very well with it. So how do you kind of balance that? You working in as a real estate investor, and her being a real estate agent, and you working in construction as well.
Right.
How do you balance that between your businesses?
Well, so I kind of built them both at the same time. So it wasn't like I had one thing that was really evolved and then, kind of utilized it. So they really both evolved at the same time. I was kind of rehabbing a house here and there. I was doing some side work. I didn't really have a big company. But because of the quality of work, we started getting a lot of work from other investors who were flipping houses for them. I was flipping houses for myself. So my construction company really just started to grow. And I thought, well, we kind of joke around with my wife that we're building an empire. We want all pieces of the pie that we can. So if I can own the construction company that does the work for my investment company, and have a wife who's the real estate agent who can sell the houses, then we get a lot of pieces of pie out of it. And the other good thing it does, Alton, is I can kind of get a deal that has a little bit of a less spread. Because
Yeah.
I'm going to make money on the construction end.
Right.
I'm going to make money as my wife being the real estate agent. So I can have kind of a smaller spread than maybe another investor would have, and beat out some competition.
Oh, absolutely. That's a very good thing.
It's an advantage, and I'm not saying that everybody out there should own a construction company or do all that stuff, but it does give you an advantage. And whatever you can do to get your hands on as much of it. And most people that are entrepreneurs and that do this kind of stuff, they tend to start getting into multiple businesses, having multiple streams of income, and that's really what we're trying to do.
Well, I love that. I love that terminology, multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
It's okay to copycat as long as you copy the right cat,
That's right.
and have more money coming in than going out.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. So what else you got?
Yeah, I
for
got
me?
something for you. So how has the real estate business changed your life?
Oh man, that's a great question. Me being a former cop, for 30 years with the Los Angeles Police Department, got tired of getting shot at, and chasing guys down the alley, dark alleys. It could be rough, and getting to a certain age, you can't go out and hang out with those young criminals. It's not a good thing on your psyche. But the real estate business has brought my family together. We're able to work together. My wife and I are in the business together. She does operations. She actually does the camera right now. So we are doing a lot together. Or as we are in our one of our trade shows right now, our family's with us. They either with us in the booth or at one of the pools. We go out for dinner. We can be together and work together at the same time and have choices to be able to do what we want, when we want, how we want. And are we wealthy? No, we're not wealthy, but we have a lot of choices that most people don't have. And it's not easy because working together sometimes can be a strain on things. Because sometimes, as a real estate investor, I know you're always thinking about the next thing that you can improve in your business, or the next way you can grow, or the next training that you want to go to, because you're a student of the business always, but you're always thinking like an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And entrepreneur is always thinking on. They're always on. So even when we're on vacation, we're always working, because working is thinking and talking to people, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm not a construction worker. You may be a construction worker. I don't work with my hands the way most people work with hands. I work with my mouth. and I work with my pen, and I'll be able to put deals together.
Make decisions.
And I love that. Make decisions.
That's
And that way, that makes us more money, because if I can make a decision to go buy a house, that means I'm going to hire a bunch of contractors to come in there and design something that's going to be beautiful, that we can go out and sell and make a profit. So we win, the contractor wins, the people buy the house from us, they win. And so we're creating winning situations that change our life. So we're able to travel, be away from our business for a week at a time, and our business still operates with us not being there.
Yeah.
Now, could we do more? Sure. Like, I would love to have a private jet to take me to and from where I want to go.
If you get that private jet, you're gonna let me
I definitely, I'll pick you up on the way to, the
We'll go back and forth from Jacksonville to
Absolutely.
to LA,
Very easy.
right?
That's the goal. But see, you know what? Why not? My mentor, Ronald Grant, had 7 jets.
That's right.
So, and Robert Thompson had a jet or a plane at one point. And so, well, why not me? You know,
Yeah.
I don't have to stay in the TSA line, with everybody else.
I like what you just said. Why not me?
Why not me?
And everybody out there, why not?
Why not you?
Absolutely.
It's all a decision you have to make. So that's how real estate changed our life. We're not rich yet. We're on the way to being rich, and we're filled with a lot of riches because we have our kids and we have our grandkids, and we can enjoy life. We can have everybody over. We don't have to go to work when we don't want to work, but we're always working even when we're not working, and we love that. Now, I have to make sure that my wife understands that she could be off when she wants to be off. Even though I'm working, she could be off.
That's
and
an
she doesn't have to be
entrepreneur
on.
spirit, isn't it?
That's it. And
Yeah.
so by me working, whether I'm thinking or talking on the phone or making deals happen through letters or emails we're going, allows us to have future revenue down the line on something that we may come across.
Right.
Yeah.
I got one other question for you.
Yeah.
So for everybody out there, for anybody that's starting out new as a real estate investor, if you could give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh man, wow. I don't know if I can get one piece of advice. There's so many different pieces of advice, but I'll start off with this: is that you have to have a stick-to-it attitude, and that if you don't quit, you're always going to be successful. If you don't quit, you stick with it, and your time will come. You have to deal with fundamentals and basics. You can't expect to be independently wealthy in real estate overnight. It takes some time. It takes a lot of no's, a lot of no's, a lot of disappointments, but you go through those things when you're cutting your teeth. You can't expect to be on the phone talking to somebody to do a deal when you haven't sucked first. So you got to go out there and suck a little bit first,
Right.
get better with time, and as you're increasing and doing deals, you're going to make that deal happen. And one deal is not going to make you or break you.
Yeah.
And just know that you have to do multiple different deals over a period of time. And as you consistently do things and you're learning and getting better with your craft, then that's how you're going to become successful. So there's so many different things in that, but just one thing is don't quit and come ready to learn. I'm a student of the business always, so I'm always in a position of myself to learn. I learn from people who are better than me. I learn from people who are even brand new in the business. So all you can do is all you can do.
Yeah.
And so you have to continue with that, in that sense.
But you can do anything you want.
Absolutely.
You're willing to do anything it takes.
Absolutely. Let me see here. I got something for you here too.
Okay.
So my question is how do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay. 5 years. Rule the world, man.
Oh,
Rule
wow.
the world. Here's the thing. I like to dream big.
Yeah.
I have high goals, high ambitions, high expectations for myself. Where do I see myself in 5 years in reality? Honestly, I don't really know, because where I was 5 years ago, I wouldn't have thought it was here.
Right.
So, I see myself as a bigger speaker than I am now. My construction company will probably be at least double the size that it is now. My real estate business will be at least double the size. To be honest with you, I probably own other businesses that I don't even know that I'm going to own at this point, because in 5 years ago, I didn't have a real estate investing company, and I didn't have a speaking education business. I never would have thought I would have had that 5 years ago.
Wow.
So, I have really big dreams for everything that I do, and it's just, there's no limitation to what I want to do. It's just reach as high as you can, and then you just keep on going.
Well, I like what you said, because, I piggyback off you. And 5 years ago, we didn't have that type of a business. We didn't have a pretty house business. We didn't have a speaking business. The speaking business developed over the last, 18 months, just in the workings. And I would have never thought, especially 5 years ago, that I would be doing a sit-down interview with you all the way from, another state. We're in another state, not even our home states, doing an interview talking about how great it is to be in a real estate business as a speaker. and a promoter of information marketing.
Yeah.
And that was, I don't even think the term information marketing would have ever came to me during the last 5 years. So I go back and look at 5 years. I was just trying to get into the real estate business, learning how to rehab, and then other things get introduced to you because you come to a meeting and then you start thinking about your goals and dreams, and your goals and dreams get bigger. And as you get more goals and dreams, it's like you never not accomplish your dream, but you never arrive. Success is one of those things you never arrive. You constantly continue to strive to get there. It's the part of getting into the aspect of striving for the achievement of that goal or that dream.
Yeah.
And once you get to that goal and dream, then you already have another one stretched out. So I'm constantly, with my coaches and mentoring, even with you, stretching my vision. That's why I thought about the plane. I'm talking about, my business going from, a few people to doubling or tripling the size, and going from not just speaking and rehabbing and wholesaling and long-term rentals and commercial, those are independent businesses that will be operating independently from me. I won't have anything to do with being there to run it. It will be running on its own, and the proper people will be in place to operate so that we, as owners of our business, will be able to be like the wealthy people out there. There are billionaires out there. Billionaires don't go check the mail.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Alton, because my construction company became very successful. It seems like when I finally started to let go. Because I always felt like nobody could do the things that I was doing. Once I finally decided to let go and let other people do those things, it freed up all this time to do these things that I want to do, start these other businesses. The amount of work that we could take in was, double, triple, quadruple, because, I had other people doing it. And that's a hard thing for an entrepreneur to do, or a business owner to do, is to let go. But really, it's the key to your success of the business is to get other people to do stuff. Yeah. Right.
So we'll wrap this up now, and any parting comments that you may want to say to somebody out there who's looking at this and saying, well, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me, and how can I get involved in it? Where can they contact you?
For me, you can contact me on my website. It's CameronGaskill.com. That's CameronGaskill.com. You can go up there and check us out, see what we do, about us, if we have any events, anything like that. We have an event tab. Just click on that, see the dates, locations where we're going to be. Any products and services that we have are on there. And if we can help you out in any kind of way, just give us a call or reach out to us by email, and we'll help you out any way we can.
Good. And we're at rehabstoriches.com. That's rehabs, the number 2, not T-O, but the number 2, riches.com. And you can click on our events, you can click on our products and services that we have, and some of our next trainings that we have as well. We have a lot of different things. You can download one of our free books there as well that you can get information on what we do and how we do it. And with that, Cameron, thank you for this interview, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And go out there and kill them.
That's it. See you later, everybody.